Why was measurement created? In prehistoric times, the biggest concern of humankind was surviving each day. If they failed at hunting and gathering, they had to starve for days. When night came, they had to endure the cold and the threat of wild animals. Will we make it safely through tonight? Will we be able to find food tomorrow? Those questions likely followed them even into bed at night. Then agriculture and settled life began. People moved from searching for food to growing their own food. The fear of survival slowly grew smaller, and in its place, a completely different question began to rise. It was no longer about how much they had. It was about how they should share it. People needed a standard to share the harvest fairly. But why was fairness so important? Farming was not something one person could do alone. They had to sow together, harvest together, and store the crops together. If anyone felt treated unfairly, cooperation would begin to break down, and the work could come to a stop. Fairness was not simply about being kind. It was a necessary condition for a community to keep going. To trade goods, people needed a way to compare size and weight. To collect taxes, they needed to know how large a piece of land was. After all, each person sees and feels things differently. So life began to be guided not by feelings, but by numbers. In farming societies, land that could grow crops was very important. As land came to be recognized as property, it also became a measure of wealth. That is why the boundaries and size of the land could no longer be guessed or taken lightly. Ancient Egyptians farmed with the help of the Nile River. Each year, the flooding Nile made the nearby fields rich and fertile, but it also washed away and blurred the boundaries of the farmland. The Egyptians marked the edges of their fields with boundary stones, but whenever the Nile flooded, the rushing water swept those stones away. When the water went down, the farmers first searched for the missing stones and put them back in place. Only after that could they begin working their fields. If the boundaries were not set up again, they could not prepare the land, share the crops, or collect taxes. When the land was uncertain, everything calculated on top of it became uncertain as well. So people built levees and canals to control the floods. As they repaired damaged fields again and again after each flood, the need for land surveying and clear units of measurement grew stronger. Over time, this growing knowledge led to the skills that later made it possible to build pyramids and temples. Similar traces can be found in Mesopotamia. On a Babylonian clay tablet map believed to date to around 2100 BCE, the boundaries and sizes of land were recorded according to their owners. On another clay tablet found in the lower regions of the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, records show not only land ownership and boundaries, but also crops and livestock. These records show that people needed a standard they could preserve for trade and tax collection. As these needs piled up, they all pointed to one clear conclusion. People needed standardized units. At first, people used parts of their bodies as units of length. It was convenient because they did not need to carry a ruler. However, since everyone's body is a different size, the measurements were different too. There were units, but they did not mean the same thing to everyone. So measurement gradually moved away from my body and toward a shared standard everyone could use. It was to make sure that whoever measured things would get the same result. This is why measurement was created. As societies grew, as trade increased, and as more records were kept, a standard became not a choice, but a necessity.